Okay, so we're going to continue the 8.1 notes. Welcome, period 5. I'm sure you all are ecstatic that I am not there. Okay, this is where we left off. I think we finished after concave polygon, and we stopped right here and we did that activity. And from that activity, we should have discovered this theorem, 3.9, that the sum of the measure of the angles of an n-gon, so of a polygon with n number of sides, n meaning any number of sides, is actually the sum, meaning S, and we could put a little SI for sum of interior, is going to be 180 times n minus 2. That's the formula there for the measures of the angles of an n-gon, or the sum of interior angles. So, for example number 1, it says find the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a hexagon. Well, if we look up here, we could see that a hexagon has 6 sides. So let's go back down here. That means that our n is going to be 6. So I'm going to write 180 times, instead of n, I'm going to put a 6 because it's a hexagon, minus 2, which would give me 180 times 4. That means that I could fit 4 triangles inside the hexagon. And 180 times 4 is 720. And that's it. That's the sum of the angles inside a hexagon. So I want you guys to try practice number 1 on your own. I'm going to have the teacher pause the video and let you guys try it on. So go ahead, try it on your own. So go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, so if you did this one correctly, you should have got the answer 900. And that's because now we find the sum of the measure of the interior angles of a heptagon, or heptagon, which means that it has 7 sides. So we would say 180 times 7 minus 2. And that would be the same thing as 180 times 5. And 180 times 5 is 900. And so that's how we got that answer. Very good. Let's go on to the next page. Okay, so finishing up the 8.1 notes here, let's take a look at this example number 2. It says the measure of an interior angle of a regular polygon is 108. Find the number of sides in the polygon. Okay, regular means that all the sides and all the angles are the same. So if one angle is 108, then all of them are 108. So if I wanted to get the total, I could say 108 times n, meaning the number of sides. I don't know what the number of sides are yet, but I still know that this represents the total. And I also know that this equation, 180 times n minus 2, also represents the total. And so I can do some algebra. I could set these equal and then do some algebra and do 180n minus 360 equals 108n. And I could subtract 180n from both sides, canceling these guys out. So I'd get 108 minus 180 is negative 72n equals negative 360. And then I could divide both sides by 72. And that would give me n equals 5, because 360 divided by 72 is 5. So this shape has 5 sides. I want you guys to go ahead and try practice number 2 on your own. I'll pause the video, or you should pause the video, and I'll put the answers up there in just a little bit. So go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, when I did the equation, I set those two things equal to each other again. This time it's 140 times n, because I have 140 for each angle, and I have n number of angles, or n number of sides, and they are all the same. Do the algebra, and I ended up with n equals 9. Alright, let's move on to the next problem. It says find the measure of each interior angle, so I need to measure of each of these angles. And I need to ask myself, what do I know? Well, I know that there are 4 sides, so the sum is going to be 180 times n, which now is 4 minus 2. 4 minus 2 is 2, so I have 180 times 2, which is 360. And you're going to want to just start memorizing that 360 is always the interior angle sum of anything with 4 sides. Okay? Alright, since they all add up to 360, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say 360 equals x plus 2x plus 2x plus x. And now I did that because those are all the angles, and I know they all have to add up to 360. So I'm going to simplify this equation and solve. So I get 360 equals, how many x's do I have? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 x's. Divide everything by 6, and 360 divided by 6 is 60. So x equals 60. But remember, that's not what they want me to do. They want me to find the measure of each angle. Well, if x is 60, then this is 60, and this is 2 times 60, which is 120. And these are the same. So, there we go. I want you guys to try the next one on your own. Keep in mind how many sides it has, and that they already give you 2 of the angles. Okay? They already give you 2 of the angles. So, go ahead and pause the video, and I'll put the answer up there in a second. Okay, so I did the algebra to find out that the sum is 540, and then I said all the angles have to add up to 540. So 540 equals 180 plus 5x. Did the math, and I end up with x equals 72, which means that this guy is 72. This is 2 times 72, which is 144, 144, and then of course these guys were 90 from the start. Okay, very good. Let's take a look at the last problem. This one says the sum of the measures of the exterior now, okay, exterior angles of a polygon, one at each vertex, is always 360 degrees. Always, always, always going to add up to 360. So we're going to find the measures of the an exterior and an interior angle of a convex regular octagon. Now there is more than one way to find the interior. I'm going to do what I think is the simplest way, but maybe you can see if you can find another. The exterior angle is pretty easy to find. If you think about it, it's a regular polygon. It says right here, it's regular, meaning all the angles are the same. Meaning all the exterior angles are the same too. So here's the exterior angles. Move this over. And we can just keep going. And we can count how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8, and they're all the same, and I know they should add up to 360. So 8 times my exterior angles should equal 360. Divide both sides by 8, divide by 8. 360 divided by 8. Let's see, I'm putting that in my calculator because I don't know it off the top of my head. It's 45, so E equals 45. There you go. So there's the exterior angle. This guy right here is 45 degrees. Well, let's think about that. Since an exterior angle is just the extension of a side, that means the interior angle and this angle have to add up to 180. So if this angle is 45, what does this one have to be? Well, it's just 180 minus 45. We could do that pretty quickly. 180 minus 45 is 135. So the interior angle, this angle right here, is 135 degrees. Pretty simple. Again, that was just one way to find the interior angle. There's actually another using this formula that we were using for all the other interior angle sums. And I'll let you try and figure out what that is. Other than that, that's it for 8.1. Adios.